thing to talk about, guys. I want to have a little chat about Alisson Becker. I want to have a chat about how damn good he is and what a difference he's made to this Liverpool team since he's come in. And look, it's easy for us to just mess and joke around and me to call him a bearded Adonis and all this stuff, but we've longed for a goalkeeper that was going to win us points for so many years. Pepe Reina was probably the last one I could think of, but we're very early into the time with Alisson at Liverpool, but we can already see that he has an aura around him. It's just we've often said when players are playing against the likes of David De Gea that they feel they had to put the ball right into the corner, or they'd have to put that extra bit on the shot because they were so worried about him saving it, that they were so confident in his abilities that they were doubting themselves. And sometimes that little grain of doubt can be enough to put that into an opposition player's head. And I think we have that now with Alisson. I mean, he is a colossus. When he spreads himself and makes himself look big, he looks just like a giant big bear. It's crazy. Reminds me of Peter Schmeichel at Alpha G, which is very true. So he's had 10 clean sheets, as we know, already this season. He's only conceded, well, in the league that is, sorry. He's only conceded 6 goals in the Premier League. We went into this game last night, a European game, knowing that 1-0 would get us through, or to win by 2 clear goals. And I have to be honest, I thought that they were going to score last night. I thought we were going to get through. I thought we'd win the game 3 or 4-1. But I always thought that Napoli were going to score. I'm still undervaluing how good our defence and our goalkeeper are. Even though I'm on here shouting how great they are, in the back of my mind it's still taking me a while to transition into knowing that we've got a defence and a goalkeeper that are capable of holding out and are capable of keeping clean sheets. It's been a long time since we've had that at this football club, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to go in and get your comments in a couple of minutes, but there's a couple of other things that I've been reading up on as well, particularly around the transfer of Alisson to Liverpool. And I took this from the Echo, so I have to be, I want to give credit to the people that wrote the article. So I was reading the Echo earlier, and there was an article that gave some information about his transfer here. So it said Liverpool were originally quoted £90 million by Roma, by Monchi, sorry, in May, and then £75 million the following month in June when they went to buy him. Now that's a massive amount of money, but Edwards stuck to his guns, the article went on to say, and in July Liverpool got their man for £56 million guaranteed and a further £9 million to potentially follow in add-ons. So £65 million is the figure that's going around now, the figure that the Echo put out that Liverpool bought Alisson Becker for. So £56 million in guaranteed money and £9 million in potential add-ons. That's a little bit less than we thought, but you know what, whatever it might be, whether it be 65, 70, whatever the hell it is, he has already proved to be worth every single penny. I seen a tweet by somebody earlier on that said we sold Coutinho for X amount, and with that money we basically brought in Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker, and you have to say that those two players have made more of a difference to this team than Coutinho could ever have made. And that's not to say it wouldn't have been nice to have them all here, but at the same time what we can see is that the money has been used to improve the team. Now we're specifically talking about Alisson Becker in this situation, but I just can't speak highly enough of the guy. And those of you who've been on the stream for a long time know that I spent the entire summer trying to talk to people about why Alisson's the right choice. And I say on here time and time again that I'm no expert, but when it comes to goalkeeping, I do consider it a position that I speak about with some authority, a little bit, having been a position I played in my entire life at a pretty high level from a youth point of view anyway. So I'm always watching goalkeepers. Like, we watch a game, of course I'm going to be watching keepers. And a lot of people I felt were judging Alisson on what they seen against Liverpool in the 2 legs for Roma and the World Cup, both of which weren't his greatest moments. But I'd seen him playing for Roma, and I'd read articles by people who'd watched him. It was Donny, I think, the former Brazilian keeper, who was talking about him for a very long time. And again, the Echo article said that John Achterberg was told about this guy a very long time ago and told to watch out for him as well. He's immense. We have a goalkeeper here that could be our Peter Schmeichel, and you don't want to compare, but because Peter Schmeichel was one of the all-time greats, but he's absolutely tremendous. And it was a tremendous bit of business by the club to bring him in. Michael Edwards played a blinder to get him, and it was made clear to Michael Edwards in the negotiations that there was Mo Salah tax on this, because Monchi and Roma felt very slighted by the amount of money Liverpool ended up paying for Mo Salah because we had a bit of leverage on them because they had FFP issues and they had to bring in a certain amount of money. So we always knew that we had a little bit of an upper hand in that deal. So they wanted to make sure Liverpool paid when they came to get Alisson Becker. And, you know, Michael Edwards once again played an absolute blinder. It's a pleasure to have him at the club. And I know from seeing your comments just flashing before I even read them all here and seeing you guys talking about him over the past couple of weeks that everybody, to a man or to a woman, is now starting to see the benefits of this goalkeeper and why he was the right choice. And that's not to say that the other option that people were looking at wasn't great. I mean, you can't look at goalkeepers of the calibre of David De Gea and say he's not fantastic in the world. Now, he wasn't one that we were looking at, obviously. But you look at the Atletico Madrid goalkeeper, Jan Oblak, and of course he's fantastic. But I just didn't feel that he was as good a fit to this setup and the way we play as Alisson is. The same way Ederson is for Manchester City. He just suits the style that they play. He's a game changer, said Brian. Alisson is going to be Liverpool's greatest keeper in my lifetime, said Christopher. That's a big shout, mate. Liverpool have one of the best defenders in Van Dijk and one of the worst in Lovren, which is not true at all, Joe. Absolutely not true one bit. Dejan Lovren is a much, much better defender than a lot of people give him credit for. Has he got a mistake in him? Yep, of course he does. There's no denying that. But Dejan Lovren is a top quality defender, and I will argue to the death with anybody that says otherwise. Alisson, the Liverpool King, said Liverpool legend. Tom said, in my humble opinion, Milner be rested for Sunday. He's played 3 hard games in a row and given 110%. If he is rested, who else goes into right back? Fabinho is the only one I can think of. Then we would have the best attacker in the world, Phil Jones. Yeah, what an own goal from him tonight. What a piece of technique. Sir, who according to you has been the best player till now for Liverpool? It's a tough question. There's been some excellent performances this season. I think pound for pound or performance per performance, I think that Gini Wijnaldum has been excellent this season. I think he's been fantastic. Virgil van Dijk has been fantastic. Gomez, fantastic. It's really tough to say. For the past few weeks I've been saying that I think Gini Wijnaldum has been probably our most consistent player. So I'd probably stick with that one, but it's tough because there are a lot of contenders at this point. I mean, it's hard to look past Van Dijk. He's solid every single week. Best keeper in years. Reina standard he is, says Jay Beckford. Gonna wreck United stand, send them back to Manchester defeated 3-0. I didn't read that correctly. I just put United stand in there. It says gonna wreck United, send them back to Manchester defeated 3-0. Sorry. Were we the only ones who wanted Alisson? Surely not. I don't know. I've no idea if Chelsea were interested in him. I think I remember hearing at the time that Chelsea were interested in him, and of course they went on to buy a keeper when they bought Kepa, so maybe they were looking at him as well. I don't know. I'd be lying if I told you I knew, mate. Some more comments. Hang on one sec. Good night, mate. Talk to you soon. He saved us 11 million last night, said Mark, which is absolutely spot on. The qualifying last night between the win yesterday against Napoli and the 8 point something million for going through was worth about 11 million to us, so spot on. Lovren is a half decent Premier League defender. Van Dijk is probably the best in the league. Again, Van Dijk, yes, but Lovren is better than I think you think he might be, Joe. Skipper Dog said Alisson's got us at least 9 extra points this season already. Monchi's signings aren't doing anything. He spent the money he got from 2 players and like 7 or 8, and they're all playing per quality over quantity. People don't forget that. The thing about Monchi and about those players that I would say, Andre, is a lot of them are very young, and it's tough to judge young players in one season. I would say give those people that Monchi brought in 2 or 3 years before judging them. Yeah, we're often as football fans too quick to write people off. And again, I've no fucking interest in whether Roma do well or not. Doesn't make any difference to me, but Monchi has a reputation for bringing excellent young players to clubs and developing them. So I wouldn't write them off just yet, the players that he's brought in. But from our point of view, we've got two signings from Roma that have hit the ground running and have been absolutely perfect.